Hello. Sorry. I hope everybody is doing well today. Sorry, I was turning to look like this because I got an email on my phone down there on my phone. Um, but it doesn't really concern me. You know, mail is like email these days. Most of it, even though it comes to me, doesn't really concern me. Oh, your 6-year-old needed a filling and took it like a champ. That's awesome. Love to hear that. Um, I have good dental memories and good dental experiences, so I am, and my daughter does too, even though my daughter did need like a baby root canal when she was younger, and then also well, her teeth were really crowded on the bottom, and so I did some research and I found out uh that if we removed two of the teeth, it might help. And so I finally found a dentist who would remove two of her bottom teeth unnecessarily. And it worked. Her teeth have straightened out. Kimmy, 1 year since quitting smoking. That's fucking awesome. I assume you're talking about smoking cigarettes, but I don't know. Also, I painted my nails. Don't they look nice? It almost looks like I have a gel manicure. Almost. Not quite, though. Oh, hold on. I'll hold on to something. That's how you're supposed to show them off. I'm gonna drink this too, guys. Drink this, smoke this, play that. We have this is my that's like my favorite color. My little one of it's in the ballpark of my favorite colors. Um, what a day so far. Miami Dolphins colors, is it? I guess. I thought yeah. Sort of like the kitchen back here. There's a reason that I like the kitchen these colors too, right? Cheers, by the way. This is my non-Red Bull Red Bull. It is Red Bull. I now realize not only do I know what Red Bull is, I enjoy it and I like it. This one, anyways. So, Chris, you had a great sleep today. I'm so glad to hear that. Oh yeah, it does go with the orange. Oh, the orange is that. In this cup, I also have a fresh coffee that I won't be able to drink for a while because it's in my Bubba mug, which means it's hot as fuck, and it will be for a while. Put you over there. Oh, ooh, can you hear that? I don't know if you guys can hear that, like, sort of sound. Anyways, if you could, that is the sound that I make when I have my nails did, and I'm sort of making it now, and they're my nails, and I'm sort of excited about that. Ooh, ooh. So little things in life these days, the little things, even though these look like shit up close. Like, it's so obvious I painted them, but anyways, from afar. Okay. I'm sort of calling it in this week, you guys. I apologize. You got a new Bubba mug last night, Chris? Ugh, somebody needs to call them and tell them about me so that they can sponsor me. Um, I had my wisdom teeth removed on the top of a mountain and it went perfectly fine. uh, anyways, like I said, I'm calling it in this week, guys, a little bit. Um, I am we're going through the old some old stuff that I want to look at and like honestly this sort of counts as what I would call a body doubling session, so like I'm probably not gonna read or watch these videos by myself, but if I do it with you guys I will. So that's what we're gonna go through and do. You got a stainless steel one? That's pretty cool. I like that. I think you can get them at Walmart. um It says www.bubbabrands with an S .com. Bubba. Look at look at all these people. Look at Bubba Mugs. Hashtag not a sponsor yet. Do you see this? Me influencing people to buy your mugs? Oh, the vape pen is so almost empty. It's almost in there just for show. Look how little is left. It will be um empty soon. Amazon has them and Walgreens. Whoa, amazing. Like I said, I bought this one at Walmart. It was $18.95. It is great. Also, just so you know, if you want a big water bottle and you're not into the Stanley thing, you want one that actually closes. Bubba has a really great big water flask, like giant. I think it's like 2 liters, maybe 1.5 liters. Anyways, I got it for my daughter, and it has like a hook on it, so you can hook it onto a backpack, and she carries it everywhere with her. Hers is in bright pink, and she really likes it. So, Bubba brand products, I like them a lot. Hashtag not a sponsor. Yeah. That does make me happy. I don't know why. I just the whole point is this. When I guess well, no. I won't go into it. I won't go into it because I don't need to. Um we are going to uh like I said, go through some old videos. Old videos, Paisley? Old videos. Old videos. So we are gonna go ahead and watch I think we're gonna do a few Judge Jay Webster from Texas, the child support guy. And then we're gonna go possibly to a Michael Page one, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we will do that. Um, so these are all from last year, around May, June, July of last year. Oh, look at that. Sometimes I look and I see things. Like, for example, apparently I made a recipe of pumpkin chocolate chip bread. I don't know that. I didn't remember doing that. It's a 54-minute video. What? What is that? I'm not watching it. Oh, we are not watching that either. Um, but what we are gonna watch, which should be safe, uh, okay. Yeah, pumpkin chocolate chip bread does sound good. I don't recall making it. Oh no, I do. I went through a phase. I went through a phase when another influencer influenced me to make pumpkin chocolate chip bread. Okay. I think we're learning that my computer is messier than my closet, which is saying something. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go now. Okay, let's see. So, well, before we get started, I just want to point out I don't remember what's in these. They may have been posted on my other channel before, but I'm going back through to try and find some good gems to post and edit out for this channel. So uh, we may have seen these before, we may not have. Enjoy.
This course is going to call cause number
Oh,
E230076-D. This is in the County Court of Law number 2 of Orange County, Texas. And it's in the interest of Rosalind and Harlan Glassy. Miss Sarah LaFleur, would you please raise your right hand? Sarah LaFleur, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. Miss Simone, do you have any other witnesses?
No, sir.
Let's see.
okay. So before we get too far into it, I just want to point out I have a funny theory that Lindsay Simone up there is actually Lindsay Simon. But when she arrived in court the first day, Judge Webster called her Lindsay Simone, and she's never been able to tell him that it's different. And so she's just sort of become Miss Simone instead of Miss Simon. Could you imagine your whole life? Because I don't see anything that makes that Simone other than Simon. And she's very demure when she speaks to the judge sometimes. And I just think that story, that fake backstory has been lingering in my mind for years. Well, a year.
We got here. Court's going to find that on March the 20th of 2023, Mr. Glassy was personally served with citation in this case in Orange County, Texas. That citation returned on file on March 21st of 2023. I did not see.
We do look a bit alike, don't we? I got my hair down this side too. My hair is so dark. I used to have blonde hair. If you can believe that. I used to have blonde hair. She's got resting bitch face like me. Her brows are better than mine. Frame her face a bit better. We all know my eyebrows both live in different area codes. They have different life plans. Let's put it that way. My fucking eyebrows have different life plans. It might be the Spanish pronunciation, but I still like to believe that no, in fact, it's just something she's never been able to correct. That's my theory, and I'm sticking with it. Chris, look at you. Thank you so much. Gifting. Yay! Thank you very much, Chris. Seriously. Also, thanks for buying a mug. Love that. What is that? So good. Oh my god. Oh, I can't even pay attention to that. Thanks for buying a Bubba mug, even though I am not sponsored by Bubba. Yet. Hector, there are ads. There should be one ad every 30 minutes, which I think is appropriate. Does anybody dispute that? But I'm not muted. What are you talking about? Is he fucking with me? He's fucking with me. Here. You're fucking with me. Because you muted the ad, I bet. I get it. I totally understand not liking ads, but one every 30 minutes, I think is okay. Also, I'm watching the bar go up and down as I speak, and I'm like, I swear to God, we haven't had audio problems in a while. We'll knock on wood for that. But I also get it about the ads. Anyways, but just like you said, I posted that video that we watched yesterday. I made it into a video. I edited it down. I didn't have to edit much out of it, but I added my own opinions to it. And then it's not monetizable, which is fine, but that's just the way that is. So, and Chris, you said, did I ever find the books I'm looking for? Are you talking about my notebooks? The blue notebook that I have? I can't even find it in my house right now. Never mind. Out to buy. And no, I haven't found them yet. Still looking. Hi, Nice. Yeah, I get that. I honestly didn't think that they would put them on during the live. I'm still learning YouTube monetization. But yeah. Oh, books to read. What books was I looking to read? I can't remember. We'll keep going. I'll think about it.
Or Mr. Glassy had filed an answer in this case. No, he has not. All right, let's see if he got notice of the hearing. Court's going to find that Mr. Christopher Glassy did in fact receive notice of this hearing in a timely fashion. This case may proceed by default. Jimmy, call your first witness.
Thank you, Judge. The state will call Miss LaFleur. Miss LaFleur, would you state your full name for the court's record, please?
Sarah Jean Nicole LaFleur.
Okay, and do you have any safety concerns with your personal information being in today's court order?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and what are the names of the children we're here for today?
Rosalind Nicole Glassy and Harlan Roy Glassy.
Okay, and when was Rosalind born?
May 28th, 2021, sorry.
And how old is Rosalind?
She will be 2.
And when was Harlan born?
May 23rd, 2022.
And how old is Harlan?
A
1.
year today.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday to him. Okay. Do you and your children live together in Orange County?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who is Rosalind's father?
Christopher Lee Glassy Jr.
Okay. At this time, the state would move for the admission of the acknowledgement of paternity for Rosalind as State's Exhibit A.
Ms. LaFleur, I've just placed on the screen a copy of the alleged acknowledgement of paternity for Rosalind. Is it okay if I look at this acknowledgement?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit A is admitted into evidence.
Okay. And who is Harlan's father?
Christopher Lee Glassy Jr.
Were you married to anyone when he was born?
No, ma'am.
And is there any chance that anyone else could be his father?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Were you and Mr. Glassy ever in a relationship together?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did that relationship end?
3 months ago. Not 3. It's like about a month ago, I would say. I can't really remember the date. I'd say about 3-4 weeks ago.
What? That seems odd to me. Doesn't that seem a little weird? Irish twins if they're 11 months apart. And that just seems odd to me. Like maybe 3 to 4 days ago. Is that what she's gonna say next? It's very weird. Very weird indeed.
Okay. Were you guys living together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And since y'all separated, has he been providing financial support for the children?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And are you asking for back child support for the month that you guys have been separated?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And who did the children live with?
Me.
And how long have they lived with just you?
Pretty much their whole lives.
Yeah, what? Judge's face is the same as me. Did you guys live together until a month ago? Or were you never living together? This is the question. Now, that might be more understandable. If they never lived together, then it wouldn't be as easy to determine. But, like, I mean, if you live together, you remember it. Believe me. I live with a roommate right now, and I remember it. Every bit of it. Every bit of it. I can't do my hair. I can't do my hair properly. I'm getting frustrated with my own fucking hair. It's too long. I want it to be cut. I want it to be cut and dyed blonde. Can't afford it.
And who makes the important decisions for your children?
I do.
And who makes the day-to-day decisions with them or for
Me.
them? And when did Mr. Glassy last see your children?
About a week and a half ago, 2 weeks.
Okay. What is Mr. Glassy's relationship like with your children?
He's not really in their lives. He doesn't call or nothing with them.
Okay, and
But he just saw them a week ago. These are these statements seem to be contradicting one another. And where is he? Is he gonna show up? Also, I finished my drink. Take your meds if you've got them. I don't. That's as close as we get.
do you have any safety concerns if Mr. Glassy were to visit with your children?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are those concerns?
His alcohol and drug abuse.
Okay. Do you know if Mr. Glassy is presently working?
No, ma'am, he's not. He's on unemployment as of right now.
Okay. Is he otherwise capable of working?
Yes, ma'am. He is more than capable of working. He just doesn't want to.
And he's capable of working a 40-hour-a-week minimum wage job?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And he's not disabled to your knowledge?
No, ma'am, he's not.
Okay. And what type of insurance do your children have?
Medicaid, Texas Children Medicaid.
And do you know if Mr. Glassy has any other biological children under the age of 18 besides these two?
Not that I know of, no, ma'am.
Okay. I'll go ahead and pass this witness.
Do you have any other witnesses?
No, sir.
Ms. LaFleur, you said that you and Mr. Glassy were living together up until about a month ago. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Was he drawing unemployment then?
No, sir.
Okay, so he just, as far as you know, he just started drawing unemployment.
Yes, sir.
Was he working then?
No, he was not working at all. He quit his job actually, and well, he got laid off, and he could go to work in a plant because he has a TWIC card and everything. He just didn't want to. He didn't want to get a job. He stopped paying rent on our house. Our lights kept getting cut off, so I couldn't handle that no more.
Right. And so when you guys were living together, he wasn't a good dad to the children?
I mean, he was, but then he started drinking again, and he was constantly gone most of the time. And then before we separated, he was using methamphetamines. That's why I left.
And so you said that he saw the children a week or 10 days ago?
Yes, sir. He's seen
How
from
did you see
Baby
him?
Family Dollar. I went over there. He lives in Vidor, close to it, and I guess he seen my car there and like wanted to see the kids, but
Oh, so he just came up out of nowhere and y'all happened to just
yes, sir.
randomly meet somewhere on accident.
Yes, sir.
He didn't specifically come up to you and say, "Hey,
No, sir.
Has he ever been alone with the children?"
Not since I left him. No, sir.
Not since y'all left. Did you ever leave the children alone with him while you went to work?
I don't have a job. I've never worked. I was always a stay-at-home mom.
No.
She don't work, he don't work. Who pays? Who's paying? Also, Winter Witch, I feel ya. My sister is a hairdresser. I asked her how much it would cost for me to get my hair to go from this to blonde, and she said 500 Canadian dollars, which is like, what is that in US dollars? Anyways, so I won't be going blonde anytime soon, needless to say.
So if I gave him visitation rights with the kids, what would you want him to have?
Can we do supervised just for
Yeah.
a time being?
How long do you think he should have his visitation supervised?
I guess until he tests is clean, because I
Who's gonna pay for the test?
I will judge if I have to.
All right, so you're gonna pay $600 every time you need to have him drug tested.
I didn't know it cost that much.
Yes, ma'am. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
What? That cost more than get my hair did. Which apparently would cost $371.44 US. That sounds more doable, but still too much, right? And to be clear, my sister is a hairdresser. She could do it, but she can't do it because she is pregnant. She doesn't want to touch dye. And most importantly, she doesn't like, I try not to make her do my hair.
I mean, I have a protective order against him, so I mean.
You have a protective order against him.
Yes, sir.
From where?
Orange County. I don't know if
When
they
did you
filed
read
it or
this?
not.
Oh no, I can't. Vicky, my hair has been dyed with like professional. So my sister gives me she buys me the solution and the tubes of dye, like the hairdresser quality ones. And so I've been dyeing my hair with that for years. So I can't just go and get a kit and dye it because it'll go orange and it won't do it properly. Like it basically, she explained it to me that when your hair is this color and you want it to go blonde, you have to go to almost every color in between first. You can't, it's not just like one to the other. Like you actually have to, it's called a color correction, is what she explained to me. And I think it's hairdressers everywhere's pet peeve when people like me come in and be like, well, why isn't it simple? Because it's fucking not, dumb bitch. It's not, Paisley. um, but honestly, for me, like to get a color correction, you need somebody to do it. Like you can do, hi Johnny May. Like you can do your own coloring. Like I should do my own. I don't have any, but like you can see all my gray hairs coming in. But it is very time consuming to do it properly, to do a color correction. So I don't, she wasn't, and so for the last, and just to be clear, this isn't my own color. I dye my hair darker. Um, I don't know quite what my own color is. I think it's gray at this point, to be honest, Winter Witch. That's what comes in for the most part. The most is the grays. So, I have been dyeing my hair to be dark haired for a while. I I want to get it so I can upkeep it myself. Um, again, I don't want to be too much of a hassle, but um, I do miss my lighter hair, and it's just too long right now. That will save me some money. Like I said to her, I was like, "Hey, can you just cut off most of it? Will it cost less?" Yeah, but in reality, the whole like it's just doing a color correction to all of your hair is a lot of work. Just a lot of work. So my sister, like, she wasn't trying to be mean or anything like that. She was just being realistic when she explained to me, like, if you go to a hair salon, they're gonna say, like, this is a fucking. She actually said it would probably take 2 days of, like, 1 day of 8 hours and then 1 day of 4 to 6 hours to get it to a nice, like, blonde. I'll show you, uh, I'll show you the picture of what I wanted. I'll pull it up while we watch.
It was. It
You
was.
had a hearing in front of the judge?
No, sir. I went and filed one, but I don't know if they
Okay, so
ever.
you haven't filed one. You went to the DA's office in Orange County and requested a
Yes,
protection.
sir. Yes, sir.
And when did you do that?
Uh, right after we split up.
Okay, so it's been a month that they still haven't filed it?
I guess so. Yes,
Yeah, they're
sir. I
not
haven't
going to
heard
file
nothing
it.
from
What was
nobody.
the basis? What was the basis of the protective order? Why did you go to the DA's office and ask for one?
Because he was trying to put his hands on me and everything. And also he was posting my personal pictures all over social media. So I just,
Right.
I didn't want to go near him or around him.
I understand, but as far as you know, you haven't been notified by the DA's office. That
No,
they're
sir.
filing. It's probably they're not going to file one if they haven't done one this fast. They're usually pretty quick about emergency protective orders.
Yes, sir. His probation, the district attorney called me. They're waiting to hear back from his probation officer to see
What's he
if
on probation for?
for impeding a breath.
For what?
Impeding a breath.
So he's on DWI probation.
I guess so.
No, not DWI, Judge. Impeding her breath. Strangulation, Judge. Jesus Christ. It's not failure to give a breathalyzer sample. It's impeding her breath. This is the hair that I wanted, that I want, that will take so long. But God, I want it. And before we get going, I just want to say I used to live with a hairdresser, and I've heard her say it multiple times, but I laughed. Like, isn't that nice? So that's the hair that I want. Uh, so not fully like bleach blonde all the way, but I think that's a balayage, ombre balayage. But as the hairdresser I used to live with used to say, I can do something about your hair, but I can't do anything about your face. And I heard her say that to multiple people who would come in and be like, "Can you do this?" And I'm like, did you really just tell that poor girl you can fucking fix her hair, but you can't fix her fucking ugly face? Like, oh my God. I think it's impeding breath. The Hector. Anyways, this is the $500. I just can't. I mean, 371 US dollars. That's a lot. That's a lot. And it's not like you can get it cheaper. It's just literally costs fucking a lot of money to do. Anyways, this is obviously a serious situation here, by the way. When you have somebody who is uh like, she was pretty nonchalant about all this stuff at the beginning. I think that might have been a problem.
But I don't know. I just know the charge is impeding a breath. It's a felony. That's all I know. And he's on felony probation right now.
For what? What's he on felony
Obstruction of
probation?
airway.
I'm sorry?
Obstruction of airway.
I don't even know that that's a crime. Who's
It's in Angelina County. That's where he got the charge from.
is he currently in the Angelina County Jail?
No, sir. He's on probation for it, but the district attorney was trying to see what they wanted to do about the whole thing, but I haven't heard back from them either.
All right. I'm not gonna let you go forward today, Ms. Simone.
Okay.
I'm resetting this case. All right, Ms. LaFleur, I'm gonna order the AG's office to do a little research in this case and find out just what Mr. Glassy's status is.
Okay.
If I want to know that the protective order is either going to be filed or not going to be filed, because it has a big impact on what I do with this case. Okay.
Okay.
That was supposed to be in Orange, correct?
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But his charges are out of Angelina County. He's on
Okay.
probation out of Angelina County.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I'd like to know what it is that he's on probation for, Miss Simone. And
Absolutely.
I want to know if a motion to revoke is going to be filed.
Yes, sir.
All right. I need you to be patient, Mr. LaFleur. This
Okay.
is very important information for me. I'm deciding what I'm going to do with these two kids and their dad.
Yes, sir.
And if he's not working, the little bit of child support that I'd be trying to send to your way is probably not going to happen anyway if he's not working. It also gives the AG's office an opportunity to see if he actually is drawing any unemployment.
Yes, sir. I know he is because he had a buddy send me a picture of his child support that he's getting. I mean, the child support, the unemployment he gets. He gets like $200 and something a week or something.
Well, the AG's office will be able to investigate that a little bit, and that might help them when they decide what they're going to do with the child support. Okay.
Okay.
Can we do a quick reset on this one, Ms. Simone? Just maybe a month.
Absolutely.
All right. I appreciate your patience, Ms. LaFleur, but I'd really like a little more information on this case before I make a ruling regarding these two kids. All right.
Yes, sir.
It's important. I appreciate your patience, though.
Thank you.
All right. You're free to go, Ms. LaFleur.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting. I do believe that that is the right call by the judge. Let me just grab another case here for us. Give me one moment. That's an interesting call. Interesting call by the judge. Oh, here, I'll show you guys. This is me with blonde hair back in the day. So young. So young. Let's see. I had blonde hair. And I think it looks good. My eyebrows back then, look at them, still not the same, right? Still one from the other, having a problem. My freckles, way different. Do you know what's weird? I feel like I look older in that photo, and I was indeed a lot younger. That was actually my 19th birthday. That picture was from my 19th birthday. Pretty sure. Oh, yeah. Maybe, maybe not. This is like different nights because this is now a shirt go around my halter. Those are different nights, but same hair. I had cheekbones. I know I was a lot skinnier. Imagine that. Um, a lot skinnier. It was quite a bit. And I think this the same night. But more freckles, hey? Here. And look how blonde we got my hair. This is the last one. That looks sort of more like me. Which one? This one's Scary Psycho? They're all me. Oh, this is me right here without the bottle of water. You couldn't tell the difference between me and her. Oh, you mean this one? Psycho. Yeah. I was not sober in that picture. Not at all. Not in the least. Was I pregnant then? No, I was not. I was out at a bar drinking. I had my baby before I was 20, but I didn't get pregnant on my 19th birthday. So, um, but yeah, freckles do sort of, I like my freckles there. That's a mate. Do I have those freckles still? Like, confused. Also, I was like 65 pounds lighter in these pictures. So just keep that in mind. Um, I do still have freckles. I don't know where they are. Her. We have to resist this becoming a look at my old pictures thing because I will do that, but I don't want to. Oh, so we'll go down to another one of there we go. Here we go. Well, that wasn't natural. That wasn't natural either. The blonde wasn't natural either. I think my natural hair, we maybe will be able to figure that out if we ever look at pictures of me and my like you. Hi, Ed. I'm sorry. Hi, Ed. I didn't mean to ignore you. Oh my God, this guy's name is Jammy Craig. That makes me think of Jenny Craig. 1-800-99 Jenny. Did you guys have that?
This court's going to call cause number 36837. This is in the District Court of Jasper County, Texas, and it's in the interest of Oakley Craig. Miss Audra Lowe, I need you to raise your right hand and tell me that your hand is in the air.
Yes, sir. My hand's in the air.
Audra Lowe, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. Jamie Craig, please raise your right hand.
Yes, sir.
Jamie Craig, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Ms. Simone, does the state have any other witnesses besides the parties?
It should be just the parties.
All right. For the record, this is the lawsuit filed by the state of Texas back in February of 2022, Ms. Simone.
Yes, Your Honor.
My file indicates that neither Mr. Craig nor Ms. Lowe has been served at this time. Is that also correct, Ms. Simone?
That is my understanding.
Ms. Lowe, before we went on the record today, I explained to you what your rights were in regards to the service.
And that would make sense, Hector, because we've been going for 41 minutes and I said one every 30. So they probably did one in the beginning and then it's been 30 minutes. I think it would make sense. Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Service of citation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you willing to waive that service of citation and go forward today without being served?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Same question, Mr. Craig. Did I explain to you before we went on the record today your right to service of citation?
Yes, sir.
Are you willing to go forward today without being served?
Yes, sir.
The court will admonish and has admonished the parties to the right to service, and I find that they both voluntarily and freely waived their service of citation. Ms. Simone, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Judge. I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of the prior order in this case.
We'll take judicial notice of its own file, and he'll say it in a really snarky tone. Oh, you mean now? All right, I hear you. I hear you. I imagine that I did start 42, almost 43 minutes ago. I will. I mean, my hair will be like this for a while, anyways, because it is like this. Look, also, I'm gonna make this cord curly.
We'll take judicial notice of its own file, including the controlling support order.
Okay. And at this time, the state will call Miss Lowe. Miss Lowe,
sir.
will
Yes,
will you state your full name for the court's record, please?
Yes, ma'am. I'm listed underneath Audra Jean Lowe, but I was recently married, so my last name has changed on my driver's license, but not my social security card yet. So
Okay.
I
And what
just
is your
wanted
new
that to be known too.
what is your new last name?
It's Lazarine. It's Lazarine.
Okay. And do you have any safety concerns with your personal information being in today's court order?
No,
Okay.
no, ma'am.
Okay. And are you the mother of Oakley Craig?
Yes, ma'am. And she's actually Oakley Lowe.
Oh, okay. Oakley Lowe.
Yes, she was born.
Thank you. Oh my God, Marielle. Okay, can't get it right. Thank you so much, Chris. You're so sweet. I love it. Thank you. Seriously. Also, did that guy look a little sad when she said that she got married again? A little sad. Oakley, locally, dokley.
wasn't there when she was born, and she has my maiden name.
Okay. How old is Oakley?
She's 8. She just turned 8 June the 9th.
Okay. And you currently have an order in your case from 2018 where Mr. Craig is ordered to pay you
Ms.
$629.
Simone, we
Yes,
need
sir.
to stop for a second.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Lowe, I'm looking at the paternity order that was signed by this court back in January of 2018 that legally changes this child's last name.
I didn't know that her name was changed. Her social security card has been listed underneath Lowe. I didn't know that was changed.
What you did with the information after it was done was one thing, but this is actually an agreed order that was signed by you and Mr. Craig back on January.
Hold on. Hi, Lou. Also, so these people didn't know their kid's name was changed since 2018? 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23. This is 5 years ago. Or 5. So since the kid is 3, they've been going around with the wrong name? How did they enrolled them in school with the wrong name? I guess the birth certificate would trump things without them knowing that there's a court order changing the name. Interesting. I guess I could compile this video and the last video into like jumbled up with Judge J. Webster. I don't know. You know what I'm thinking?
The 3rd of 2018 that changes the child's life.
Not to speak for him, or nothing, but neither one of us knew that.
Okay.
So
And that's
this is the
that-
first I've heard of it.
I'm just telling you for the record, Miss Lowe, the child's name was legally changed in 2018.
Okay, so I need to change her social security card now then, huh?
Miss Lowe, you don't have to do anything. There's nothing that has to be done from this point forward, but any new records that were on the child after 2018 should have been changed. So she should be listed.
Okay, like as far as school records and stuff, can she keep that low? Because that's all she's known as Low.
No, ma'am, it's legally Craig. But if Mr.
Okay.
Craig is not complaining about it, then I don't see any reason to, but the child's last name is legally Craig.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Simone.
Yes, sir. Okay, and you currently have an order from 2018 where Mr. Craig is ordered to pay you $600.
Oh, she following that part of the order though. That's interesting. Now, if you guys were him, would you care? Would you want the last name to be reinforced as the one that you had or not? And did she basically say, so Hector, the child was born, he wasn't there, so the child got her maiden name. When they went through their divorce in 2018, they signed a stipulated agreement. In that agreement, it changed the child's name to Craig, which is his last name. They both signed this agreement. It doesn't sound like either of them read the agreement, which is probably the issue. They signed it without reading it. And now when she made a little bit of a stink about that, because what's happened now is somebody is on public assistance, I would imagine. And so the state gets involved. They file these lawsuits to make sure that child support is being paid appropriately. And if possible, medical support is being provided by a parent as opposed to the state. And so this lawsuit was not filed by either parent. This was filed by the state of Texas, the Office of the Attorney General. What happens is they obviously have to name the person in the lawsuit. It would actually be a pretty big problem if the name was in there as Lowe as opposed to Craig, because that's not the person subject to the lawsuit in a sense. And so the judge, he's a stickler for the rules and following what's on paper. So I'm not surprised that he caught that. But I am surprised that the parents didn't know anything about it. It seems to me odd because it sounds like somebody would have negotiated that. Hi, Robbie. Welcome. Also, Dawn's here. Welcome, welcome. And I think that yeah. But again, so she's following or read the part of the order that had the dollar signs in it. Just saying. But not the part that had the bit about the name change.
$29.90 a month in child support. Does that sound correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, has Mr. Craig fallen behind some with his child support payments?
A lot. He has not been so consistent, which I know that he.
Hector, you're right, but keep in mind that was not a court case agreement. It was a stipulated agreement. So they came to that consent order by themselves or with the assistance of a mediator, I would imagine, or perhaps counsel, but they did not go in front of the judge and discuss it. It was brought to the judge as a stipulated consent order, I believe. Signed. Like, here, we've got a signed consent order, judge.
He's told me, I don't know how true it is, but he's had numerous health issues, and he has quit multiple jobs throughout the years, on and off. So
it's still a court order, Ed, because the court will adopt it as a consent order. But what I'm saying is that contrary to this situation where they go back and forth about different issues on the record before the order is is handled. There are cases, especially in a private divorce, where the state wasn't involved yet, right? You have to understand, if the state isn't involved in collecting or paying for medical support for a child, the state doesn't really care that much about what you do, as long as the minimum child support amounts are paid. They don't really care. They only start to care um, when they have to pay for medical support. So I don't think it's that odd that there may have been an agreed upon divorce that a judge didn't bring everybody into court to talk about in 2018. You have to remember, 2018 was pre-COVID. So that would have meant going down to the courthouse. It's pretty standard. If you had a signed agreement, you would submit that through the clerk, I think. That's my theory on it, based upon my experience with the divorce. Like, I never, you know, I was just looking at my divorce papers today, actually. Weirdly enough.
So I don't know what's going on with that situation, but he has not paid consistently. It's been months since he's paid. He'll go periodically with paying a couple months and then not paying for 3 or 4 months, or I mean, I just don't never know when he's going to pay.
At this time, the state will move to admit the pay record for Mr. Craig as State's Exhibit A.
Ms. Lowe, I've just placed on the record a copy of the pay record between you and Mr. Craig. Is it okay if I look at the pay record?
Of course.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Mr. Craig, before I ask you, please remove your cap in my courtroom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My bad. Yes, sir.
Mr. Craig, is it okay if I look at this pay record?
Yeah, that's correct. You're more than welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. State's Exhibit A is admitted into evidence.
Okay, and the pay record shows that Mr. Craig is behind in child support by $12,172.79 as of June 30th. Have you ever received any direct payments from Mr. Craig that were not through the child support office?
No, ma'am. Nothing other than like a birthday, like $20, $30 for a birthday gift, whatever. But that's been years.
Okay, and do you want Mr. Craig to pay you the amounts that are owed to you?
Yes, ma'am. I sure do.
Okay, and can you tell me, how is Oakley covered for health insurance?
Medicaid.
Okay.
And actually, I just got paperwork about a week ago for her Medicaid renewal. But as far as her doing her renewal, I don't know how I need to go about doing that. So I wanted to wait till court today. I just didn't know what to do in that case.
Okay.
Because she doesn't need to go without insurance right now because she's having some health issues and she wears a CPAP machine.
Okay. I'll go ahead and pass this witness.
Okay, you can call your next witness.
I will call Mr. Craig.
Yes.
Mr. Craig, would you please state your full name for the court's record?
Jamie Lee Craig.
Okay, and you're the father of Oakley Craig, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Are you currently employed?
Right now, I'm unemployed. I've never quit a job, ma'am. I have been a trucker for 30 years, and I'll wait for your further questions.
Okay, when is the last time that you worked?
I got laid off in June the 11th of 2023. And
In the trucking industry? Aren't there like a severe shortage of truckers? I'm not trying to be rude here. I'm being completely honest. If you've been that seems weird to me. Isn't there other companies just lining up waiting to take you as a truck driver? Am I just under a different assumption that doesn't actually happen, or what? That's what I thought it was. Mike, how are you? That was during COVID. Oh, market is bloated now. Okay, wow. Look at me learning. Look at me learning. Interesting. Also, yeah, an 8-year-old on a CPAP, that sounds terrifying.
before that, I've been I've been a trucker, and like COVID hit, I got laid off, and I still pay my unemployment through the insurance of unemployment of Indiana. So I've always been looking for jobs, always been consistent, but I have never quit a job, ma'am.
Okay. So who was your previous employer?
SAV out of Minnesota.
Okay. And how long did you work for them?
I started around December the 11th of 2022. No, ma'am. No, excuse me. It's 2021. And I worked there till about the end of April, the 1st of May, because of medical reasons, ma'am.
Okay. And was that April of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you haven't been employed since April, is that correct?
No, ma'am. I went in for orientation with another company, but it didn't work out too well.
So you've not had work since April.
No, I did work for like a week, but I never got paid.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
It was like an orientation sign-on deal that I never got paid like I was supposed to get paid.
And what were you paid when you were working for that company?
For SAV,
Yes, sir.
well, it's by mileage, ma'am. I did coast to coast OTR trucking. So
Okay.
of course I was never home. I am home now. Pretty much I made, I don't know if you want weekly, monthly, or
Monthly would be fine.
well, gross or net.
Gross.
Okay, I would say $4,000, 3,500 average. Worked up north a lot in the snow and ice, so it was kind of a hit and miss on the weather. We did get paid. We did not get paid if we did not drive. We were not
Okay.
hourly. Our money come through mileage.
And are you presently looking for work?
Yes, ma'am, I sure am. I got interviews I'm in Nacogdoches, Texas at the moment. I mean, I got interviews with Walmart, people local, but as far as the over the truck jobs, I don't know right now. I'm looking for something local.
Okay. And what's the longest period you've gone without employment?
Without employment, the year
Yes.
I got laid off, my company was Celadon out of Indianapolis.
Hi, tons of fun carving. Also, Mayor, did I not say hello? He is very polite, Hector, isn't he? I will say that. He is very polite. Muy polite.
Indiana.
Okay.
That was a company that I worked for almost 2 years, and the company unfortunately went bankrupt. That was about December of 2020, and when the COVID hit at the March after that, it was hard for me to even get a physical, to get into a doctor's office, anything, to even find a job with a CDL, man. So I was pretty much unemployed for a year, and at that time I was getting $285. I think it was like 285 or 5, something like that a week, and she still got my unemployment, what she was supposed to get, her child support out of that unemployment.
Okay. How are you currently supporting yourself?
Right now, I'm trying to find a job, man.
Okay. Are you
Yes.
paying any type of rent?
Right now, me and my fiance are paying rent, but right now at the moment, we're just trying to work things out, ma'am.
Okay. And do you have any other biological children under the age of 18?
Yes, I do, ma'am. I have my oldest son is 28. He lives in California, but I have a daughter that's 16.
Okay. Are you paying child support for her?
No, ma'am. I kind of had to go to court over that because being a mother had to leave. But other than that, I don't pay child support. No, ma'am.
Okay. I will go ahead and pass this witness.
Call your next witness.
I'll call Miss Green. Can we swear her in? maybe get
Oh shit! I think this is gonna be Judge Webster. I think he might fucking. Oh my god, guys, he might say that she's not allowed to call her because she didn't have her sworn in at the beginning. This is when I say he is tough on Miss Simone, tougher than he is on any of them. But I might be wrong. But look at his long face. Look at her face. She's like, "Oh shit, I made a mistake. I didn't get her sworn in first." Um, I will tell you, and I've said this before, in Canada, where I live, where the land of pasta, where we eat pasta. Apparently, I say that very weird, but that's just the way it's aggressive. I can hear it now. It's very aggressive, but it's natural. That's how it comes to me naturally. But anyways, here in the land of pasta, um, no, she's trying to talk to somebody else, Ed. She wants to call somebody that works for the Office of the Attorney General in terms of wages, I bet. I think that's what's gonna happen. Anyways, fuck. What was I saying? Oh shit, I forgot. Um, here in Canada, in the land of pasta, I can't remember. I cannot remember. Uh, I just have to go back a little bit and think. What was he? Oh, he's gonna not let her testify. Oh, it's about It's about being polite, ma'am and sir. So, um, here in Canada, in the land of pasta, the loop has worked. We saying ma'am would almost be an insult. So, like, if I wanted to be snippy to somebody, I would call them ma'am. They wouldn't take it as a polite thing. It would be like, hey, you old hag. That's what ma'am means here. Hey, you old hag. Are you stupid? That's what ma'am means. So, um, and you use it like derogatorily, even in customer service. If you were to say, and I remember this, like working when I worked at the bank, like if I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, I'm gonna have to ask you to like XYZ," that's rude. You would say, "Ma'am," like that. When I've traveled in the United States, and I traveled quite extensively last year in Florida for a couple of weeks, uh, it became, I even started saying ma'am and not sir as much, but ma'am generally flows quite easily now. And it's not meant to be mean. It's really not. I understand it now. Like nobody's trying to be rude when they say it. But here up in Canada, um, most likely they're not being polite if they're calling you ma'am. It's almost like Karen. Like that's how it's used. Like, excuse me, Karen. Excuse me, ma'am. Oh, sorry, you know. So, do you see how I've managed to even make a sorry sort of weird? Oh, I couldn't plan this if I cried. Yeah. If you say man before the sentence, it's like, look, bitch. Oh, interesting. I just preface everything I do when I'm in the States with, I'm Canadian. Can you help me? And they're like, yes, of course. And everybody's so kind and nice about it. Like, I've been to Texas many times, very nice down there. Been to Florida now many times, very nice down there. I want to go to Georgia next. That's on my list of places to go. But yeah, they're all just very kind and very like welcoming. I can't tell you how many houses I got invited to. I get invited to houses every vacation I go on. People are like, you've got to come visit me when you come to this place. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll put you in my book.
a better picture of his wage history.
So here's the thing. Let's just go back. I'll just back to the thing. She is asking to have one of the Office of the Attorney General's people come in and say, oh, Hector, I have the perfect way of dealing with that. Okay. Hector has asked a question. We will get back to that in a minute. I went back the 10 seconds though. Okay. So if you need to find out somebody's name and you don't know their name, but you don't want them to know that you don't know their name, i.e., you're in a more familiar position than you should be to not know somebody's name, you do this. You walk up to them, or when you're speaking with them, you say, "Oh my God, you're going to have to forgive me. I've forgotten your name." And they're going to say, "My name is Hector." And I'm going to say, "Hector, my God, I didn't mean your first name. I know that. I meant your last name." And then they give you the first name. You can pretend you already knew that and you were just asking about the last name. And that is how I do that. Because then you just like, no, oh my God, Hector, come on. I knew your first name. Come on now. You don't think I'm that bad. It's just, I couldn't remember your last name. And I think that works usually.
Call Miss Green. Can we swear her in? I maybe get a better picture.
You wouldn't need the last name Ed. You don't. That's the whole point. But it's a way to talk to them and get their name. And even if they say, well, if they reply back, "I'm sorry, why would you need my name?" You probably shouldn't know their name. But if they reply back the way that they would, then they'll just say your last name and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm a name person and I usually remember it with both names. That's how I have to do it." And that's what I would do. Or you can lie and say I'm inviting them to a garden party. I don't know. Or tell the truth. But
Of his wage history.
I'm so sorry that I'm not on video, guys. I tried to do it and it wouldn't bring it up. I'm sorry.
Hey, Miss
I
Lowe.
didn't even realize that y'all would all be on video.
It's okay. Sometimes phones don't work real well for video anyway. So, and it's much more important for me, Miss Lowe, if I can hear you than it is to see you. Okay.
Okay.
If I have problems hearing you, then I really have issues in regards to the case. So you're okay about the video part. Raven Green, please unmute.
I apologize. I don't actually need Miss Green. I apologize.
Okay, never mind then. Call your next witness, Miss Simone.
I don't have any further witnesses.
So what you want to do?
This is a tough one.
Not for me.
Can I speak? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am. I just want to see the state's position and then I'll.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Don't ever be sorry for trying to speak up for yourself. I'll get to you though.
Okay.
Go ahead, Miss Simone. What's your position?
1 second. I mean, at the moment, it testified that he has no income. So
It wasn't that in 2022 though when you filed it, was it?
that's correct.
That's the reason why you really shouldn't let these cases linger for this long.
I do understand. I mean,
let's get back to that. I'll make it easier for you. Miss Lowe, was there something else that you think I needed to know about this case before I made a ruling?
Yes, sir, please. I just want it known that Jamie has only seen Oakley physically 4 times.
Okay.
And like I said, he wasn't there for her birth.
Right.
And he's never went to any school events.
Right.
Which I've invited him to numerous times, even gave him directions and times. The 4 times that he has seen her, I went out of my way to go out of town to meet up with him.
Miss Lowe,
I physically didn't even know that he lived in
Miss Lowe.
Yes,
I don't mean to interrupt you, and I don't want to stop you, but I need you to understand something. The only issue for me is child support. I can't make or not make Mr. Craig be a good dad, but I can make him pay child support. Okay?
Yes, sir. I understand.
So his contact with the child, while it's very important for the child and the child's well-being, is absolutely no relevance to me today. Okay. I mean, as a judge, I'd like to think that all parents are great parents and spend equal amount of time with their kids. but I can't make that happen in lawsuits that are filed in my court because they're never issues before me. Okay.
Yes, sir. I just want it known that I'm doing my part, doing my best to raise my kiddos. And I feel like that's the least he can do is to help support her.
Okay.
I mean, but that's all I had to say.
Well, and I will say in Mr. Craig's defense that while he was working for those 2 years, he was paying. So, that was working the way it was supposed to. But I do admit that for the last 4 months or 3 months since Mr. Craig's been unemployed, there has been no support paid, and that's what needs to change. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Craig, I have your undivided attention at this time.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you how these things go.
Mhm.
I'm old. I'm an old man.
Yes, sir.
And one of the things that I believe in is that you have an obligation to support your child. Now, I do understand that sometimes times get tough and it's hard to find a job. But the last thing I'm going to do in your case, Mr. Craig, is reduce your child support based on the fact that you don't have a job. You understand?
Yes, okay.
So I got 2 options today. The first option is I just deny the motion and you keep being ordered to pay $629 a month. That's the first option. That's the one I'm leaning. That's the one I'm leaning toward.
Yes, sir.
The second option is I can reset this case. You can go get a job. And you can send your paycheck stubs to the Attorney General's office so they verify that you have a job and what you're making. And then when we come back here, I'll set the child support based on your new job.
That's correct. I understand that, sir.
All right. So we understand what floor we're on at this time. I want you to know when I come back to court on this case, if you either don't show up, okay, or you don't have a job, then I'm going to deny the motion at that time. Okay.
I understand that, sir.
So
can I say something, sir? Oh, my bad.
It's okay, Mr. Craig. The last thing I want to do is get into some type of
I understand
a dirt throwing match between you and
I don't throw dirt.
This is all about the child support.
Yes, sir. I understand.
But it's also about you showing to me that you're going to do what you need to do to make sure the money is going through my court.
I always have, and I've been through a rough patch the last 4 months.
That's why I'm giving you this chance.
Yes, sir.
But I'm putting the pressure. I'm putting the pressure on you, Mr. Craig. It's going to be your responsibility to go get a job, show proof of that job to the Attorney General's office, and then show back up in my court.
That's fine. Yes, sir.
If you don't do all 3 of those things, when we come back here in my court, then I'm just going to relieve the child support at $629 a month.
That's fine, sir.
And that way it's because I want, if your child support is not right, Mr. Craig, I want to fix it.
I understand that.
You should only be paying child support based on your income.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
All right. So I need you to go get a job and then show that proof to the AG's office so they can show me. And when we come back to court, whether the child support stays the same, goes down, or goes up, you've got a job, and I'm going to be able to have the good information in front of me to set the right child support for Oakland.
That's fine, sir.
All right. Does everybody understand what's going to happen when we come back?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Can I ask you one more question?
You can ask, Ms. Lowe. I may not be able to answer it, but you can ask.
As far as her medical, with that renewal coming up for Medicaid,
lady, just
with my income and my,
I'm not sure. Oh, you don't qualify anymore. Well, then pay for it. I'm confused. This seems so simple, right, Lisa B? I saw you say this earlier. The renewal comes in, then renew it?
my new husband's income. I don't know if she would still be eligible to get Medicaid. And I just want to make sure and Jamie's supposed to be doing the insurance part.
Right.
And I was supposed to be, I guess, paying the prescriptions out of pocket myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how to go about doing that because, like I said, she doesn't need a lapse in insurance right now. And I know that he's not working.
Ms. Lowe, the problem is that there's not a whole lot of opportunities for you in this state in order to make sure that your child's insurance is maintained. Obviously, Mr. Craig is not going to be able to provide insurance because he's not working this time. Whether or not you continue to qualify for Medicaid is between you and Medicaid, and there's nothing that I can do about that. That's a federal agency, and I certainly don't have any control over what they do.
Yes, sir.
So you're just going to have to do the best that you can in the meantime until we come back to court. If you don't qualify for Medicaid anymore, then you need to go out and find some health insurance. And when we come back to court, I'm going to order Mr. Craig to pay you for it.
Okay, that's all I was concerned about. That's what I was wondering.
Now, if Oakley's medical premiums are $600 a month, I may not be able to order Mr. Craig to pay you $600 a month, but he will be paying something if that's what you're required to do.
Yeah, that's all I'm concerned about right now is because she's having thyroid issues and, like I said, breathing issues, and I don't want her to.
Yeah, wouldn't she count under the new hubby? If he's making so much money, he should have insurance. That would be my theory. But again, I don't understand the United States of America and the systems that you have.
To have her CPAP machine taken away, and that's things that she relies on daily. So,
Miss Lowe, please.
That was my main concern.
Believe it or not, people don't always believe me, but the medical needs of the children in my court are always the most important thing to me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because good
All
parent,
right.
bad parent, not paying parent, paying parent, those are things that I always try to address. But a child that doesn't get their medical care looked after, that's more important, because that's the most tragic.
Yes, sir.
All right. You both, what's a reset date?
I was going to say, how much time did you want to give for a reset, Judge?
60 days.
Okay. Take us into September.
Whatever that date is, just man. Whatever the date is that you have there.
Do you want to say September 20th?
That sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Craig and Miss Lowe, they're going to.
Does anybody remember where they were September 20th? I do. How weird is that? I remember what day of the week September 20th was in 2023. It was a Saturday. Somebody fact check me on that. No, it's a Sunday. It was a Sunday. It was a Sunday. It was a Sunday.
Send you a notice for September the 20th. Just make sure you come back into my court at that time, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Simone, I'm going to make a note in my docket sheet that both parties appeared today in the waive service, so we won't have a service issue in the future.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, you're both free to go. I thank you for your patience today.
Not a Wednesday. It was not a Wednesday. Play that again. It was not a Wednesday. September 20th? No. I'm pretty sure it was a Sunday. And you're right, Dana. Orlando, baby. That's where I was, in Orlando. You looked on your phone calendar for this coming year or last year? Now I'm going to look on my phone calendar because I'm pretty positive last year, September. Remember, you got to go back. You can't go to 2024. Oh, you guys are right. Why is that wrong? Why am I wrong? Yeah, I don't remember any of it. I'm an idiot. You're such a stupid idiot, Paisley. You were so fucking sure of that. Oh, whatever. That's so funny. Yeah, alternative facts. Fake news. Oh, don't say that too loud. YouTube Daddy will cancel me. Okay, we're gonna go with one more for the evening from Judge Webster himself. I don't think we did this one yet. The good news is I accept when I'm wrong. You're right. Why would he set it for a Sunday? God damn it. I'm so silly, Dawn. I know why I thought that, though. I know why I thought, but I was wrong. Anyways, let's watch this last video. What do you guys think of Judge Webster? Somebody asked earlier, by the way. Yeah, it was just before Fantasy Fest because Courtney and I talked about Fantasy Fest. Okay, I was in Florida from the 22nd, which was the Friday, I think. Yeah, the 22nd. That's why. Anyways. What was I thinking? Oh, Judge Webster. Somebody asked, you're talking about Judge Webster in Kansas? Dana, yes. This is also Judge Webster from Texas, who I'm talking about right now. So Judge Webster from Texas does still broadcast to YouTube, but you have to record it. He doesn't allow downloads anymore. Like he doesn't leave his videos up for any length of time. And my computer is such that I can't be recording things anymore. Like it just won't do it. I really need a new computer for that. So that's why we're going through the old stuff in my computer. We're trying to find some things to make videos of so that I can make some ad revenue and then buy a new computer. Because I would love to, like he streamed 3 times today and I missed them all. And then they were deleted. So I would love to be able to catch them again, but again, I need a new computer.
This court's going to call cause number 39956. This is in the District Court of Jasper County, Texas. And it's in the interest of Olivia Thomas. Mr. Asa Thomas, I need you to raise your right hand and tell me that your hand is in the air.
Okay, it's in the air.
Mr. Thomas, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down.
Ed, are you on Discord or somebody put in !email and then my email will come up? Shoot me an email. I can email you the link. I'll tell you. Because even if I get 1 or 2, that would be awesome. I really need a new computer.
Miss Barbara Davis, please raise your right hand. Barbara Davis, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. Miss Simone, does the state have any other witnesses besides the parties?
It should just be the parties.
All right. The court is going to note that Miss Barbara Davis filed an answer in this case. It was filed in my court on May the 10th of 2022. However, Mr. Thomas has not been served. Mr. Thomas, before we started this record, I explained to you what your rights were in regards to the service of citation. Is that correct?
Talking to me?
Yes, sir, Mr. Thomas. Yeah, I did explain to you that your right to be served with papers. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you understand what your rights are?
Yes.
Are you willing to go forward today with this lawsuit, even though you haven't been served at this time?
Yes.
Okay. I just a yes or no, please, Mr. Thomas. Yeah and nah, I don't really pick up that well. Okay.
I think he said yes, but I hear what you're saying, Judge. Also, yes, I have glasses like that too, Miss Davis.
I said yes.
Okay. It didn't come across that way for me, Mr. Thomas, but I thank you. All right, Miss
Yes,
Simone,
sir.
your case has been called.
Thank you. The state will call Miss Davis. Miss Davis, would you state your full name for the court's record, please?
Barbara Joanne Davis.
Okay. And do you have any safety concerns with your personal information being in today's court order?
No,
What is the name of the child we're here for today?
Olivia Michelle Thomas.
Hey, when was Olivia born?
July 9th, 2021.
And how old is Olivia?
Do
She
I?
just turned
What?
2.
No,
Okay. Do you and Olivia reside together in Jasper?
Lindsay, you need to fucking chill yourself, please. I'm trying to speak. How old is Miss Davis? This is why I like watching court. It makes me feel young. I feel like I look younger than her. I'm pretty sure I'm older than her. Reminder, I have a 15-year-old child. I know. Can you believe that? I can barely believe it myself.
County?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Who is Olivia's father?
Asa Thomas.
Okay. At this time, the state will move for the admission of the acknowledgement of paternity for Olivia as State's Exhibit A.
Miss Davis, I've just placed on the screen a copy of the alleged acknowledgement of paternity for Olivia Thomas. Is it okay if I look at this document?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Thomas, the same question. Is it okay if I look at this acknowledgement for Olivia?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. State's Exhibit A is admitted into evidence.
Okay. Were you and Mr. Thomas ever in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay. When did that relationship end?
Are people not prepared? Like, how can you not be prepared for the basic questions that are going to be coming here? Like, That's a pretty basic one, right? Yeah, no, we were never in a relationship. In fact, I've never met him. We have had cases before where people, not necessarily in front of Judge Webster, who right now really reminds me how I used to think he looked like Franklin the Turtle all the time. Do we know who Franklin the Turtle is, everybody? I'll find a picture of Franklin the Turtle. That's how important it is to me. Because he looks exactly like him. That face especially. This one will do. There we go. No, that's there. This one. Okay. Just look at Franklin here. Hold on a second. Do we see how much Judge Webster looks like Franklin? With his face like that. And then we've got him with Franklin here, like put them beside each other. We can see. Do you see what I'm talking about? It is the exact same face. I fucking love it. Oh, Franklin. Like, also, did anybody read Franklin the Turtle books as a kid? Is that just me? Probably just me.
I don't know exactly. Prior to our daughter being born, we decided that we were not going to continue um, a relationship per se, but would just be her parents.
Okay. Has Mr. Thomas ever provided financial support for Olivia?
From the day she was born until now, he has provided $1,555 that were all submitted to me via Cash App.
Okay. Are you asking the court for any other back child support today?
Yes,
Okay. And who does Olivia live with?
me,
And who makes the major life decisions for her?
me,
And who makes the day-to-day decisions?
me.
And when did Mr. Thomas last see Olivia?
May 2022, over a year and a half ago.
Okay. And what is his relationship?
That's not a year and a half ago, even if this was in. No. Look at Judge's face again. Turtle face. This hearing is happening 7/12/23. July 12th, 2023. And she said it was in 2022. That can't be a year and a half. Now she's prone to exaggeration.
Like with Olivia?
She does not recognize him. She does not know who he is. He has refused to come see her. He will not call her. She does not know that he is her father.
Okay. And what safety concerns do you have with Mr. Thomas visiting Olivia?
At this time, I would like to ask that he only have supervised visitation. For one, because he has untreated mental health issues, that I do have messages stating proof that he is not taking his proper medication and has avoided being treated, for which he stated was financial reasons. But on top of the untreated mental health issues, she does not know him. He is a stranger to her.
Okay. If the court were to order a period of supervised visits, are you able to supervise those visits?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How is Olivia covered for health insurance?
She is on his health insurance.
Okay. And is she also on his dental insurance?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Would you really have medical without dental? Is that a possibility? Also, it is sounding very sad so far, but here's what I promise you. Hi, Crystal. Judge Webster takes fathers' rights so seriously. Like it is more serious than insert Texas saying here. Um, because that by the end of this man will have um a roadmap to visitation with his child that will end in him having standard visitation, standard possession schedule. Um, that is pretty, I almost guarantee it. She would have to come forth with some bombastic allegations and proof in order for a judge not to, he'll make it a long step up plan of visits. And in fact, we've seen two pushovers, or not pushovers, continuations today. So we haven't yet seen him finalize an order, but I believe what will happen here is he will put in a 12-step visitation program. 12-step. Yeah, 12 visits at each phase, and I think it'll be like 6 phases or 5 phases, and you'll see. Yeah. What I mean is, in Canada, if you have a workplace that has medical insurance provided to you, almost without fail, you will also have a dental plan offered in conjunction with that, and it will be, and vision, and they will be a nominal cost comparatively, um, in the 20s of dollars maybe, for your fee. So, like, to me, it seems odd that you would have a business that had medical but didn't have any dental provided. But yeah, a spoiler alert. Well, I don't know. Ooh, Lisa B with a hydrating Chardonnay facial, which reminds me of a YouTube video I watched about this Japanese like theme park where they have all these different baths and pools, and one of them is a wine pool and the other one's a coffee pool, and you go in and they throw fucking coffee and wine on you in the pool. Like, yeah, I want to go to Japan so bad.
And
Okay.
he's court. May I add something to that?
Go
He's
ahead.
court ordered.
No,
He has
Miss
court
Davis,
ordered.
Miss Davis. Miss
Yes.
Davis, just answer Miss Simone's questions, please, okay?
Look,
I'll
yes,
give
sir.
it to you. I'll give you a chance to expand, but right
There's-
now I want to try to stay just on track.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
she does not have dental insurance to your knowledge.
No.
Okay, I'll pass this witness.
Okay, call you next week.
I'll call Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas, would you state your full name for the court's record, please?
Asa Matthew Thomas.
Okay, and you are Olivia Thomas's father, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And have you ever provided any financial support for Olivia?
None other than what was said already.
Okay. So you agree that you have given her, was $1,055?
Yes.
Okay. And where does Olivia, or who does Olivia live with?
Her mother, Barbara.
Okay. And who makes the major life decisions for Olivia?
Her mother does.
And who makes the day-to-day decisions?
Her mother.
Okay. How often do you see her?
It's been over a year.
Okay. And are you a resident of Louisiana?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you presently employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who do you work for?
Clean Harbors.
Okay. And how long have you worked for them?
About 6 years.
Okay. And are you paid hourly or a salary?
Hourly.
And what are you paid per hour?
$20 an hour.
Okay. Do you work 40 hours per week?
Yes.
Do you work overtime?
Yes.
How much overtime do you typically work?
It varies from 40 to 60 on an average.
Is that an average per week or month?
Week.
Okay. And what is your hourly rate for overtime?
$30.
And did you have health insurance through your employer for Olivia?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me what the cost of that health insurance is?
I believe it's around 50 a week.
Okay.
I don't really know the exact number.
And how many people are on that plan?
3.
3? Okay.
Yes.
And he also seems to be, if he's maintained the health insurance for the whole time he's been employed, plus he's paid her some money. I actually, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. He's gonna end up seeing this kid. She making it sound like he's crazy, but judge don't care.
And do you also have dental insurance available through your employer?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay. And do you have any other biological children under the age of 18?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'll go ahead and pass this witness.
Call you next week.
Wow, this is like a catch. You have 0 other biological children under the age of 18. Oh, turn me on more. You have no debt? Oh my God. Don't tell me you own a house. Don't.
No further witness. I have no further witnesses.
All right. So, y'all hold.
Tons of fun carving. I'm sorry. I set up the ads to be one every 30 minutes. We're testing it out. I don't really like it on lives either, only because y'all keep telling me about them. But we will I will address later. But you didn't miss anything I said. I promise you that it will play it. You just will be a little bit behind. And then you can play me at 2x. Bob, stupid YouTube daddy, did you not tell Bob? That's not cool. Also, you guys, again, I'm really quite happy about my nails. Cars almost don't count as debt. They're a depreciating asset, I'll tell you that much. Oh, they do count as, well, whatever. Depends on. You have to remember something. I was sort of ruined as a person because I worked at a bank from the age of 15 on. So I know the reality is that most people are not rich. They're just comfortable living in debt. Um, that's sort of what I learned when I worked at the bank. Uh, I also learned not to get myself in debt because that's dangerous. Um, oh, that's good, Dawn. I like to hear that. Uh, what do you? I use Opera, and so I think it might block the ads accidentally. I feel bad about that, even on myself. But I actually on my phone see ads and I watch them. But it is again a way for a creator to make it in this world. And I am a bit of a creator, I will say. I even spent last night creating. I am a creator. Why do you say that and laugh, Paisley? Like, anyways. Somebody asked me today how long I would chase this dream for. Isn't that a funny question? What do you guys think? How long should I put in for my dream? Do you know what my answer, what I thought about it afterwards, my answer was going to be? About how long I'm willing to put into my dream before I go and get a real job. Because I've had a lot of real jobs, you know? I am living the dream in a way. But I actually 5-year goals, oh baby. I actually thought to myself, um, hey, I think it's only appropriate that I give as much time that I gave to schooling to my dream. So it sounds like I got 12 years because I went to school from kindergarten to the 12th grade, or grade 12. Um, so I think I got an easy 11 more years that I can put in without feeling bad. Does that sound unhinged? Like, I love doing YouTube. It's been my favorite job I've ever had so far. I don't really look at it like a job. I enjoy it. And I've never been engaged so long with a single thing. After all, I'm almost 50. Exactly, Hector. Exactly. Um, I won't be 50, but I think that giving it as much time as I put into education from kindergarten on is appropriate. I'm not even counting preschool years, right? Uh, and yeah, there's always that part-time job, different, whatever. I have to say, I'm very thankful and uh, very, very, very humbled by your guys' support. Uh, I, um, you don't know what preschool is? Are you being kidding? Are you kidding? That's a pretty common term, isn't it? Even in the States? Preschool. Like nursery? Preschool. School that you go to before school. Preschool. Oh, good. Okay, Lisa, because I was like, God damn it. I'm like, that one's not even weird. Hi, Sashina. I'm so glad that you made it while I'm still on. Um, I am just pontificating about how much time I'm gonna spend on my YouTube dream, and I have decided upon 11 more years. You know, 11 more years. So, uh, and I think that's good. I think it's great. Um, and by the way, I already feel like it's a success in my mind, and so I'm quite happy to do it. I did see some goats on Sashita's channel. Jay, that is a good point. And I just told you guys, like I said, I'm not lying. I enjoy this every single day. I wake up and every single day this year in 2024 so far, I've streamed. Um, and I've made videos on other days, but I do, yeah, enjoy it still. And I will stop. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? You don't have to tell me, the queen of jobs, to quit when I don't want to do it anymore, because that's actually my thing, is quitting when I don't want to do it anymore. I've quit a lot of jobs. I always seem to get a new job that has better opportunities, but I don't stop myself of quitting, like from quitting. And that's actually scary for a lot of people, especially older people. So like older people will be like, okay, you are, um, like you you've quit a lot of jobs. Like you've had really good jobs. I've had lots of jobs. I've worked for the Attorney General's office. I've worked for transit companies. I've worked for cruise lines. I've worked for who else? Miss Donna. Look at her. Gifting memberships. Ah, it's a fun carving. Yay! I love it when somebody who's in chatting gets one. Yay. Um, yeah. I've had so many jobs, working at the bank, selling cars, running the baby group. Oh yeah. Look, this was my baby group poster. I found one of them when I was going through some papers today. But we were using some Adobe stock footage back then. And awesome mommies, where Victoria's mommies meet. And that was our website. Anyways, so I did that. Oh, I had a spot on the news as a parenting expert. I've had every job you could imagine, almost an executive assistant. I've been a manager. I ran a dispensary. I mean, honestly, I can't keep track of them all. Oh, I worked at the museum organizing a gala. Like, seriously. But I've never worked at a restaurant. Never ever. Although I'm very thankful for restaurant workers and I understand the amount of work that goes into that. But I've never myself worked in a restaurant. And yeah. Also, please keep in mind, I've never ever gone to, oh, I was a tour, well, I was an operations manager for a tour company. So I wrote tours, Robbie, but I didn't take people on tours. I had staff that took people on tours that we hired. I did create some of the tours. Oh, high-end furniture store too. Yes, MB. Thank you. Oh my God. That was a crazy little while too. Selling all the really expensive furniture. Oh yeah. See, I can't remember. I've joked about it, but literally going through and doing a list of all the different jobs I've had would be an interesting factor. Um, but yeah, I had a staff. I did have a staff. I hired them all, and yeah, I had a staff. Of course I did. I was the operations manager. And the cruise ships, yeah. So working with the cruise ships. I'm never on the cruise ship because I never, um, I had my daughter so young, I wasn't about to leave town, but I always wanted to go work on board a ship. That's one of the jobs that I sort of wish I could do still, but I might not be able to handle ship life now. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, yeah, I've had oodles of jobs. I've been a receptionist many times. Um, and oh, I sold strollers. Remember the strollers? Oh, so many jobs. But honestly, what I take away from that is that there's nothing wrong with that and nothing wrong with steps towards a different job that you might like or different stuff. You just yeah. And don't ever feel like a job is out of reach, even though they are some of them. But you have to be, uh, you have to reach for the stars. And Dawn, here's a funny thing. My best friend, I've told this story before, is a musician. And when we started working together, she we worked together with the cruise ships, and she had just come off the ship, and she's a musician on board cruise ships, and she was an assistant cruise director. So she worked with one of the really small luxury brands of cruise ships and was an assistant cruise director and a musician on board. And when we first met, I love telling this story. When we first met, what happened was, okay, I'll tell this story, then we're going to finish this video, then we're done for the night. Okay. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard this story before, but I'm sure I will tell it 1,000 more times. I was on a vacation. I was in the Cayman Islands. I saw this woman. I was working for an engineering, oh yeah, working for the engineering company. I was working for an engineering company at the time, and things were very busy. They had me doing financial forecasting. I failed math. Bad, bad. Me stressed. So we're on vacation, but of course, on vacation, aka making enough money to go on vacation. Um, and as I'm on vacation, my husband at the time, remember we're watching this lady, and I'm looking over this woman, and I'm like, I am so jealous. Do you see her? She's got a clipboard. She's on some island in the middle of the ocean, and she is sending people off on tours. Like, what an amazing job! That is so amazing. And I literally like paused and thought about it, and I was like, wait a second. Like, you live on an island in the Pacific. Like, could you do that too? And so I went home from that trip, and I said to my ex-husband, I was like, I need to cut my hours. I can't work this much. Like, I need whatever. And so I found this job posting on Craigslist. No, I'm not a Pacific, for sure not. But I found a posting on Craigslist as a tour guide greeter. So just somebody that greets people as they come off the ship. And so they had included a schedule of all the ships that were coming to our city that year. And I went ADHD on it and I fucking plotted it out in a little calendar, like one of the many notebooks that I have. Like I color coded the everything and I did like the whole schedule for the whole year before I went for the interview. Right. So then I show up for the interview for this greeter position and I'm like talking to the boss and I'm like, oh, by the way, I just wanted to show you, like, here's the schedule I made. And he's like, okay, so you're going to be the manager. And I was like, what? And so unbeknownst to me, though, he had already hired somebody else to be the manager, the girl who ends up being my best friend. And she literally shows up and he like demoted her in front of me. And I remember being like, oh my God, no. Like she needs this job way more than I need this job. Like she's way more qualified for this than I am. And he was like, but she was the most beautiful person about it and was like, no, absolutely not. You're the perfect person for this job, which in honest fact, I was. And she was the best right-hand man I ever had. She was the perfect assistant manager, which is what she ended up being. And she became my best friend after that. We're still good friends, best friends, although she lives in Toronto now because she's a musician and she travels all over the world. And but I just remember being mortified. I'm like, no, she deserves this job. But then again, like she helped me do it so much that we were a great team. It was horrible shifts though. You have to understand. So I initially was going in for a 20-hour a week easy job and I left with a 60 to 80 hour a week grind that I loved. Like I became an operations manager overnight with no real experience doing that. And the guy was just like, yeah, I'm going to let you do it. And I fucking rocked it. So sometimes you don't even know the job that you're applying for when you go for your interview. And the last little bit of advice I'll give you about job interviews, if you're going for a job interview, at the very end, when the they say, oh, do you have any questions for us? I always have one question that I ask them and I say, what's one thing that we haven't talked about today, but that secretly you really wish the person that's going to get this job is going to take care of, but that you haven't talked about yet? And then they'll sort of talk, and if they don't know anything at all, I'll be like, like social media posts or, like community engagement. And they'll be like, oh yeah, we would love to have somebody that could also do social media stuff, and then you explain to them how you can do that for them. Anyways. Okay, let's keep going.
Hold on for me 1 second. I got some questions, but I need to answer one of my own questions first. Just be patient with me.
Oh, hold on, Jonathan. First of all, I know the difference between wanting to do something and knowing how to do something. I know how to use Discord. I even probably know how to run a really fucking wicked Discord, but I'm not going to be able to do it. Just me doing it. The same goes with any job I've ever had. I know how to do it. In fact, I still have a Twitter account that probably has like 1,200 plus followers, which I know is not that much, but I got that like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I started a social network in real life, way ahead of the curve in 2008, in fact, 15 years ago. Anyways, I say that to say I actually am a great social media consultant for businesses if they let me, because I give them real good advice and I make their social media accounts not traditionally corporate, but in fact interesting. But they have to trust you. And the rest of that advice, I fucking charge for. So I'm not giving it out on here. I got my Facebook in 2004, Hector. We talked about it recently. It shocked me. It was 20 years ago. I'm still hurt.
Patient. My first question is, Mr. Thomas, you haven't seen Olivia in over a year. How come?
No excuse.
Okay. And I thank you for being honest, Mr. Thomas.
Mhm.
I do. Okay. This next question is going to be personal, and I apologize. Miss Davis says that you might have some mental struggles. Are you currently ordered to, or not ordered, but are you currently under any type of doctor's care for any type of mental struggles?
Well, I'm bipolar schizophrenic.
Okay. Are you supposed to be taking medication for it?
Yes.
Are you taking your medication for it?
It's been a while.
Okay. And the people where you work, they're not having any problems with that?
No.
Okay. This is all important to me, Mr. Thomas, for no other reason than Olivia's safety. You understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. So, and I don't like asking people real personal questions like that, but I mean, I got a 2-year-old here and I got some concerns. Okay.
I understand.
All right. What city you live in, Mr. Thomas, in Louisiana?
Sulfur.
Okay. You're not that far away then.
No.
Okay. Ms. Davis, is there anything else that you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. Thomas, is there anything else that you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
I don't believe.
Okay. Ms. Simone, is there anything further from the state?
No, sir.
Court's going to find the court has jurisdiction. The court's going to find that based on the testimony, the party is not in Olivia's best interest to name the parties as joint managed conservator. Ms. Davis will be the sole managed conservator in this case. Mr. Thomas will be a possessory conservator. Mr. Thomas will have visitation with Olivia.
Interesting. He's not going for sole managing conservatorship. The finger sucking nonsense is when you apply lip gloss like this and you put it on your lips, it's gonna get on your teeth if you don't go like this and pull it out, and it pulls all the excess lipstick from the inside part of your lips so that it doesn't go on your teeth.
At any and all times mutually agreed to by the parties. If no mutual agreement, then Mr. Thomas is going to have a phased-in visitation schedule. And the only reason why I'm doing a phased-in visitation schedule, because there's been a lack of contact for the last year and because Olivia is very young. Otherwise, there wouldn't be as long a phase as what I'm going to order. The phased-in visitation will be 10 visits at each phase, Ms. Simone. That will be 10 supervised visits at the home of Ms. Barbara Davis for 4 hours on the first, third, and fifth Saturday of each month, followed by 10 unsupervised visits at the same times of the week and month, followed by 10 unsupervised visits for the day, where Mr. Thomas will have Olivia for the entire Saturday, followed by 10 one-night overnight visits, where Mr. Thomas will be able to pick up the child on Saturday, overnight, bring the child back on Sunday. All visitations will be on the first, third, and fifth Saturday of each month. Once that last phase is completed, then Mr. Thomas can have standard possession. I'm going to order Mr. Thomas to maintain the health and dental insurance that he has on the child at this time. I do understand that Mr. Thomas said that, and Ms. Davis said that the child did not have dental insurance. I'm ordering Mr. Thomas to carry that. I did actually give him some additional credit for that. I believe that if his current company has health insurance, they certainly have dental insurance under the new statutes. Based on Mr. Thomas's testimony, I'm going to set child support in this case at $625 per month, beginning August the 1st of 2023. Obviously, there's some retroactive child support in this case. I'm going to take into consideration where Mr. Thomas lives, as well as the age of the child, and order that retroactive child support will be $7,695. Mr. Thomas will pay that back at a rate of $50 a month, also beginning August 1st of 2023. There'll be no non-disclosure in this case. I did give credit to Mr. Thomas for the Louisiana state income taxes. That's one of the things that I was looking up before I started asking my questions. Court costs by Mr. Thomas, but I will give him until January 31st of 2024 to pay my court cost. Ms. Simone, does that take care of all the issues in this case?
Yes, sir. How much credit did you give for the health insurance and dental?
$250.
Okay, altogether.
Yeah, I'll just do 200 for the health insurance and 50 for the dental.
Okay.
And then I gave 3.5%, which is what it is currently for Mrs. income for the state income taxes state income taxes in Louisiana.
Yes, sir.
All right. Miss Davis and Mr. Thomas, what's going to happen now is Ms. Simone's office is going to send me a proposed order. If it matches what I said here today, I'm going to sign it and get it back to them. Then they're going to make a copy of it and send it to each of you. Miss Davis, you got any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. Thomas, do you have any questions?
I do pay child support for another child.
Ah, see. How old is that child?
He's 18.
Okay.
Chris, thank you so much. He's so sweet. I appreciate that. Now, what's going to happen, do we think? Do we think the judge is going to give him credit for this 18-year-old child? Or do we think that that's too bad, so sad? Also, would it be terribly inappropriate for me to do a short where I show you on a banana how to get your lipstick off? I feel like that would be a good idea. Also, stream ads. Oh my God, dude, we need to talk. This isn't working anymore, and I'm sad. I'd have to go buy a banana. The singular banana is gone in this house. I don't have it. Oh, good. Thanks for showing up. I think that would be a good short, actually. Uh, I gotta go find the banana now. I could do it with all different colors. I don't know how YouTube Daddy would feel about that. $0.21 banana, right? A single banana word. Of course, a single banana. I mean, if there's ever a case for a single banana. Wait, do I say banana weird? No, the bananas are gone. The bananas they've walked away, hopped away. One banana from Whole Foods. Hector, I'm sorry. Was there some misconception that I'm fucking rich? Because not only am I not ordering a banana from Whole Foods, I don't buy anything from Whole Foods. And secondly, um, I only ordered one banana because I was being cheap. Also because I was thinking about the lady getting 8 bananas, or 8 bunches of bananas. But yeah, the bananas were raw dogged in the yogurt. If I had a carved banana, I could do it.
So you still have ongoing child support, or you just paying off arrears?
I'm paying off rears, and I think in Mississippi I got to pay until he's 21.
I didn't figure that. Hold on one second, Miss Simone. Thank you for telling me that, Mr. Thomas. That makes a difference in my calculations. And I should have asked you that because I forgot. So that's on me.
Okay.
Yep.
Hmm.
5:45, Miss Simone.
5:45.
All right. I apologize for that, y'all. I actually have it written down on my note here to ask, and I forgot. Did you have something else, Miss Davis?
Yes, his health insurance cost him 0 for Olivia because she is the additional child on there.
Doesn't make any difference, Miss Davis. I have to give him
Okay.
credit based on a pro rata, but I do understand.
Okay.
If you think you can go out and get a better policy, Miss Davis, than the small amount of money that I gave him credit for that, you're welcome to go do so and then file a lawsuit and see if it needs to be adjusted.
Certainly not.
Okay.
Will that change his retro figure at all?
No,
No. Okay.
no. Because I'd already built into some factors in that, so it's sufficient.
Okay.
All right. So we made that some minor adjustment. Again, Mr. Thomas, I thank you for giving me that information, and I apologize again for not asking. All right. They'll send you both a copy of it once I send it to you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're both free to go. Have a good day.
Well, she was mad, wasn't she? In the end there. Oh my God. I was like, where should I do that? Oh, be careful. Don't hurt yourself. Just draw it to start. Tons of fun carving. Please, if you pop some discs, please be careful. I was just like, where should I do this beauty tip? But I think in this kitchen right here, right? Yes. I love you guys so much. Oh, so much. I've had a great night. It's been over 2 hours. How did we do that? We watched 3 clips, I think. But we talked a lot. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time. If you're new here, wow. Welcome. Go ahead and can I do one with a banana? Probably, but that I think would actually be I was looking at the terms and conditions yesterday, Hector, and that video is not gonna they won't monetize that. Which is so stupid. Sex ed, you know what I mean? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Listen, you guys, I love you so much. Remember that. Remember that I love you. I'm proud of you. Oh, my nails are so fucking good from afar. And I will see you in the next video, which may or may not be a short. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, and Hector, just before we go, uh, that's a good thought. The video I released yesterday is not monetized either. I was just thinking, hey, maybe it'll pick up and I'll get some subscribers. But you know what? But I think like out of my 216 videos, they wouldn't monetize like 88 of them or something. So, anyways, bye. Bye. Bye.